Und, and I welcome you to my lesson for today, where we are not going to be wasting our time but looking at your mathematics. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, please do allow me to say it is very much important that I say it is very, very much important because honorable members massively, 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 hey, massively important, ladies and gentlemen, that I say a day without learning something new, it's a day wasted. By so saying, please do make sure that by the end of each and every lesson that I conduct, you learn something new. Very, very much important, honorable members, on that one. So, guys, as I've indicated, mathematics, and we are still on a trigonometry. So, very quickly, I'm just going to summarize all that we discussed on yesterday's lesson. Then from there, we continue. So, I'm going to be moving at a faster pace at this stage because it's a repetition of what we've already discussed on yesterday's lesson. So, what I said was trigonometry, it simply refers to a triangle measure, which means we are actually measuring a triangle which has got three sides and three angles. And most importantly, the type of a triangle that we are looking at, it is the one that is called a right angled triangle. This is the type of a triangle that we are looking at. We've got other types of triangles, but when it comes to this type of a triangle, remember guys, when we say a triangle is a right angled triangle, we talk about that type of a triangle of which one of the interior angles is 90 degrees. So that means all this type of triangles which has a 90 degrees, it could be drawn in that way, which is 90 degrees there. Maybe let me also draw it that way. Check the comments, honorable members. There's a very important comment which is made in there by Tabiso Gabinte. Okay, so there we've got three triangles. These are not just triangles, but these are what we call right angled. It's like when you say, this is not a man, but this is a man of God. It is that special triangle that we are going to be looking at. So now we said, honorable members, this type of triangles have got three sides which are named, and those names are hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. Okay, and then we said, honorable members, it is easier to identify hypotenuse. The reason to that is because it is the side which is opposite to the 90 degree, the side opposite to the 90 degrees, the side opposite to the 90 degrees. That is our hypotenuse. So that means we can say it is easier to identify that. And again, when it comes to opposite or adjacent, you cannot tell which side is adjacent, which side is opposite before you know where the reference angle is. For example, if we say this is where the reference angle is, it's only now when you can tell which side is opposite. You just need to know which side is opposite, then automatically you will know which side is adjacent. There's an additional information there which says hypotenuse is the longest side. What the honorable member is saying there is that if this side is 2, this one is 7, this one will be bigger than 7. It will be more than 7. Why? Because hypotenuse is the longest side. Okay, it's fine. So that means This is now the side which is opposite to the reference angle, meaning this is now our opposite side, and then this will be the obvious one being the adjacent. Here, you cannot tell which side is opposite until I put an angle. If I put it there, then it means this is your opposite because it's the side opposite to the angle. This one, it is therefore the adjacent. And again on this one, if I put an angle there, it makes this one opposite and then that one adjacent. And then, honorable members, we have also talked about SOHCAHTOA. We said we make use of SOHCAHTOA to know the names of the ratios, not necessarily the names, but the trig ratios. We know trig ratios by referring to SOHCAHTOA. Maybe let me write it and then I will continue to explain from there. SOHCAHTOA. Yes, SOHCAHTOA. We said, honorable members, we know that we've got something called sine. We've got something called a cos. We've got something called tan. Remember, guys, sine is sine of an angle. So that means all of these trig ratios are with reference to the angle, that reference angle. So that means when you use these sides, adjacent, opposite, and hypotenuse, you must be having the reference angle. That's when you can use sine, cos, or tan. So what makes SOHCAHTOA easier? It's because it says when you say opposite over a hypotenuse, it therefore means you are having a trig ratio that is being called sine of an angle. So that means the trig ratio for sine is O over H. And then for cos, what is it? You can see there you are having A for adjacent, H for. So that means cos of an angle, it is actually when you take the adjacent side and you divide it by the hypotenuse. And then when it comes to tan, SOHCAHTOA. Yes, so tan, it means it is op over adja. Op for opposite over adj, meaning adjacent. So that means when you take opposite and you divide it by adjacent, it therefore refers to tan of an angle. What else am I missing? I don't think there's something that I'm missing. I think this is where I ended on yesterday's lesson. But wait, honorable members, anything that I've explained up to this point, can you guys confirm to say I've explained or I have summarized yesterday's lesson before I continue? Okay, Thabiso Kabinde, be careful not to confuse other honorable members. Let's see, what am I going to do? I want to remove that comment. I'm not sure if I say remove, I think it is going to remove Thabiso Kabinde. Yeah, but I don't want to. Thabiso Kabinde, okay, it's fine, we'll leave that one. The thing is, I don't want honorable members to be confused where they refer to your statement and they end up not understanding. So Thabiso Kabinde, any other information, do not add honorable member. I will get to that. Just want to make sure that I don't have a situation where someone is trying to make sense out of what you are saying. So we are still heading to there. We are not yet on the calculations. But otherwise, I see all of you guys are confirming that that summarizes all that we discussed on yesterday's lesson. So now I'm going to continue from here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all of this and then I start writing from there and then explain going downwards. So let's see. I did write a Sokatua. Okay, Sokatua. Let us say we said, let me just write it this way and say Sokatua. Maybe let me explain something very much important, honorable members. Remember, guys, some of you might be knowing and understanding beyond what I've explained there. So this is just an introductory lesson where I know what I'm saying, most of you guys know about. So I just want to make sure that in case if someone says, I've always been confused or struggling with this chapter, at least on my side, I won't say they've taught you in school, but I will say I have done an introductory lesson. In case if you missed it, then I'm going to give you a link so that you can catch up, and then you will therefore be able to understand when we solve for some exam problems. So just in case if it seems like you already know all about this, do not worry that much, honorable member. I just want to have it on record so that I don't take shortcuts. So I don't want to make an assumption that they taught you in school and then straight away start with exam questions. So just be aware of that, honorable members. This is just for record purposes. Okay, so let's see. I said S stands for sine of an angle, and we said sine of an angle, it means opposite side over hypotenuse side. Then when it comes to C, it's for cos of an angle, which is equals to the side called adjacent over that same hypotenuse. When it comes to tan of an angle, it's equals to opposite side over adjacent side. What are these things, honorable members? These three things are what we call trigonometric ratios. So every time when I say trig ratios or trigonometric ratios, just know that I'm talking about that over that, that over that, that over that. And these trig ratios, this one, it is therefore called sine of an angle. That one would be sine of that. No, cos of that, then tan of that. So now I want to tell you about the cousins of these trig ratios, and we call those the reciprocals. Reciprocals. I think sometimes they can say the inverse. Yeah. Maybe I'll explain why they would call those the inverses. Okay. These are the inverses or the reciprocals. What are those? We have got, let us say sec, we've got cosec, and then we've got cot. So how do you know whose cousin is who? So which family belongs to which one? You look at letter number 3. Let's look at this. What is letter number 3? I get you see this is letter 1, letter 2, letter 3. Letter number 3 is C. So that means C stands for cos, which means the cousin for cos or the cousin for sec is cos. What does it mean? It simply means that every time when you say sec of an angle, that means it is the inverse of that, meaning you take this at the top and then that at the bottom. So that means it is going to be a hypotenuse over adjacent. It's like the swapping is like sec is the swapping of cos. Yes, something of that nature. Sec is the swapping of cos. Cos is the swapping of sec. Yeah. Okay, letter number 3. 1, 2, 3. S. So that means S stands for sine. So that means cosec is the swapping of sine. It therefore means cosec of an angle will be equals to that at the top, that at the bottom, meaning it is that over that. And then lastly, letter number 3. 1, 2, 3. Letter number 3 is T. T stands for tan. So that means tan or cot is the swapping of the other. So if you say cot of an angle, this is therefore a cot is therefore the swapping of tan. That means it is A over O. Yes, that's how you would cram them, honorable members. So guys, you tell me, what I've just explained there, is it clear? Do we all understand what I've explained over there regarding how these relate to each other? The trig ratios and the reciprocals or the inverses. Did that make sense, members who are honorable or honorable members? Okay. Okay. I see 2 comments there confirming that all is clear. Then it's fine. I'm going to remove all of that. Then from there, we will continue, honorable members. So I think what I've explained up to this point, it's enough for us to try and look at some Yes. Maybe let me do something of this nature, honorable members. Let me do something of this nature just for the purpose of a practice. It's more like a warm-up. It's more like a warm-up. Okay. So let's say you are having something similar to that. And then let us say you are having 4 there. And then you are having, let us say, 3 there. I'm going to, I am going to, okay, maybe let's say A, B, and then C. I'm going to try and derive a question of my own. And that question of my own, I'm going to make it a bit more difficult, not necessarily difficult, but a question will be I'm not sure how to ask this one, but it's more like, okay, let's say complete the triangle with all the values, meaning the angles and the sides. Don't expect this type of a question in exam, honorable members. This is like a question that I'm inventing, a question of my own, where I want to train you on something. So it's more like it remains your responsibility to know what that side is, what that angle is, what that angle is. In that way, you would have completed by finding out all the 3 angles, all the 3 sides, because already you know that angle B is equals to 90 degrees. So that means when you comment, for example, you will say AB is equals to 4. BC is equals to 3. Then you will tell what AC is equals to. And then in terms of the angles, you can just say, maybe you can use the less than sign, and then you say, it's more like we are saying angle B. Then you say it's equals to, we know it is 90 degrees. And then you go to angle A. And then you will also comment on angle C to tell what that is. Yes, that's what I'm expecting you guys to do. You see there, Tabiso Kabinda is requesting for theta and alpha. So maybe Tabiso Kabinda, maybe I'm not able to understand you. Do you want theta and alpha, or are you saying that's what you'll be calculating? I'm just not sure, but trust me when I say you have all the info that you need. So now what you do is to calculate. I'll be waiting on Honorable. Maybe let me go get myself a very nice cup of water. Not sure if you call it water or water, but yeah. While you guys are working there, I'm going to get water. Yeah, water. Sengibuyile manje. Manje sengibuyile. Awuthi sibone ukuthi niyenzani? Oh, niyenzeni? Awuthi sibone. Okay, Ali Medziris V, this is the best way to answer my questions. In the question mark angles, I'm not sure what Tabiso Kabinde is saying there, but it's fine. You will see when we do the corrections. So you're supposed to answer the way Ali has answered, and also how Larissa has answered. So that means it is 3 things that you needed to calculate, but it seems like you're only giving me one answer. Angle C, 53 point that, angle A, 36 point that, 36.87. Ali and Larissa seems to have got the same answer on the angles, and then with the others you are getting that to be equals to 5. Okay, let's do the corrections. Remember guys, these are just the basics, and if you are not able to correctly give the answers at the level of the basics, there is no way I am confidently and comfortably going to jump onto some more complicated stuff. Especially someone was asking, when are we doing the functions? We are never getting there before I am confident that you fully understand wat gaan aan hier so. So let's see. This is what happens, honorable members. If you have two things, when it comes to a right angle triangle, you can know everything. I hope you guys are listening very carefully. You just need two things, only two things. So that means it's either you have one side, one angle, or two sides. It can only become tricky if you just have the angles and you don't have one side. So that means you must at least have one side. Let's try to do the calculations and check. So obviously, this one being the hypotenuse, you will always find it using theorem of Pythagoras, which says that you can maybe say the adjacent squared plus the opposite squared. I don't prefer us using this formula. Reason to that is because we can't just assume which one is which, but even though you substitute on that formula, you're still going to get it correct. So that is why it's always best to just say r referring to the radius is equals to x squared plus y squared. We will get to a stage where you understand why this formula is like this, because it was derived when drawing a right-angled triangle on a Cartesian plane, where we have a line along the x-axis, along the y-axis, and then the other one, we refer to that as the radius. So that means we are having our x, which I can refer to that as 3, normally the horizontal, and then the vertical line, that is our r squared, of which in this case is our hypotenuse. So that means we have our r squared, which is, what is that? That is 9, that is 16, and then that is it not 25? I think it's 25. Yes, it's 25. And then you square both sides. That's how you remove the squared, and then you remain with a plus or minus 5. But we say the radius is always positive, so that's why you just say 5 there. So always when you say what is it? Not to square. Let me correct that one. Not to square, but to say square root. So when you square root both sides to remove that square, when you say square root, the answer that you get is a plus or a minus. But we say the radius is always positive. So that is why when you use this formula, you must always have your r being positive. When it comes to x and y, it can either be positive or negative. Positive or negative. It will depend on the situation. I will explain that situation at a later stage. So that means by now we do know very well that our opposite is equals to 5. That is fine. When it comes to the angles, honorable members, this is where you can decide to use sine of an angle, which is equals to whatever the ratio that we know as the opposite over hypotenuse. You can decide to use cos of an angle, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. Then when it comes to tan of an angle, which is opposite over adjacent. So that means you will have to choose there as you work it out. For example, if you want to start by calculating angle C, of which you can refer to that as angle C, or otherwise, so this is how you would write it, angle C, or otherwise you can refer to that as angle theta. Maybe this one you can refer to that as angle alpha. It doesn't really matter that much, but you just need to make use of one reference angle. So that means if you use the ratio for tan, it means you are having tan of angle, it's going to be equals to, what is your opposite? Opposite is that one 4. What is adjacent? There you are having your adjacent being that. So that means your angle being theta will be equals to second function of 4 over 3. That's how you work it out. So on a calculator, if you want to punch this tan to the exponent -1, you see there above m plus. Above m plus, you have that tan. But now, what you want is not tan, but is that one of second function. So it is that yellow one above the button. So you click on shift so that you click that yellow which is turned to the that. And then inside you put your 4 over 3. When you say it's equals to, it gives you 53.13 degrees. Why degrees? Because it is an angle. So that means that angle there, it is 53.13 degrees. If you wanted to use cos, so that means you're going to say cos of an angle is equals to your adjacent. Your adjacent is 3 over your hypotenuse is 5. So that means the cos of 3 over 5, which is what you do again, shift. You say shift, you click on cos, and then you say 3 over 5. What are you getting? You get the same answer, 53.13 degrees. If one used sine, that means you're going to say sine of an angle is equals to opposite. What is opposite? Opposite is 4 over hypotenuse, it's 5. So that means your angle will be equals to second function of 4 over 5. You punch that, you say shift, you click on sine, you say 4 over 5, you say equals to, it also gives you 53, and then 1 that degrees. Yes. Some of you guys might have also used the trig ratio to find that angle over there, of which it is still correct. But in a right angled triangle, once you have two angles already, you can still say, you know, that interior angles of a triangle are equals to 1/8, meaning angle A, when you plus it with angle B and you plus it with angle C, they must be equals to 180. So that means your angle A is equal, your angle A plus angle B. What is angle B? We know that it is 90 degrees. What is angle C? You just calculated it. Must be equals to 180 degrees. So that means your angle A will be equals to, you take this to the other side, you also take that to the other side. And then the answer you get, it is, let's see, 180 minus 90 minus 53.13, and then it gives 36.87 degrees. So that means that angle there, it is 36.87 degrees. Say your screen isn't clear. Just I will need to wait there. Hey everyone, if you are enjoying the content so far, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rendani Chidada, that was the message by Rendani Chidada. Please, honorable members, take note of that message. Yes, Big Smoke, that comment sounds like it's coming from a lose-lose. Trust me, I'm sure lose-lose is next to you and said, yeah. You know those guys who say, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Please click the subscribe button and also click the like button and share to as many friends as you can. Yeah, I think maybe from time to time I just have to say this, honorable members. Yeah, maybe I also have to say this and say, hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please click on the subscribe button, like the video, please share, Okay, okay. I hope now the screen is clear, honorable members. I hope now. Yeah, I think I must say that. Yeah. Please, honorable members, from time to time, if you notice I did not say that, let's work together on this one. This one is a community project, honorable members. Trust me, this one is a community project. It will need all. Okay, for the last time, maybe let me give you this one and then I will give you that question. Remember that that question, it's our own question. Name. It's our own question. Oh yes, me am Tato, Tato, me am Tato, and I welcome you to my yes. Forgot to mention the name, but let's see. Where am I going to put the A? Where am I going to put the B? Maybe Maybe let's put A there. Let's put B there. Remember, the labeling doesn't matter that much, but I'm just trying to think of something honorable. Maybe let me give you that one as a. Maybe as 35 degrees. Yes. And then what else can I give you guys? Maybe let's make this one to be 6 meters. Yes. Yes. Can you guys complete the triangle? Vokona Chauke. Yes, please, honorable member, please share to everyone so that it spreads and then, yeah, something of that nature. But now, let's complete that. And then once we are done with this one, honorable members, we'll therefore look at what we refer to as the special angles. And then from there, oh yeah, so Tabiso, the reason why on the previous question no one mentioned unit is because even in the question it was not given. So if there is no meter there, that means your answer will not have the unit. You just write it as a number. But if it says meter or millimeters or centimeters, then you make use of that same labeling. But for now, I've added a unit, then said 6 meters. Manje azisheke. Awuthi sibone ukuthi nizoyenza kanjani le nto le. Guys, remember that I said I did civil engineering name. So please remind me to explain to you how trigonometry is important in the civil engineering industry. Yes. Just remind me to explain to you, honorable members. Trigonometry is the most important topic, especially not only trigonometry, but also Euclidean geometry. So, even though I haven't done Euclidean geometry, I wish I did that. And the reason to that is because I did NCS. So that means when the NCS was being phased out, the learners who were behind were doing CAPS. So yeah, that's why I didn't learn Euclidean geometry, and it seems like an interesting topic. But I will show you how important trigonometry is, honorable members. Even in, what is it? What do they call, if you want to be a pilot? They call, what is that? Aviation, yes. In aviation, trigonometry, very much important, honorable members, because there you fly using the angles, I suppose. Yeah, they will say fly at this altitude, meaning fly at this height in this direction of 13 degrees. and then fly at this speed, and fly for this long, then we know that you are going to land in, for example, India. Yeah. And when you come there to aviation with your Madota score in maths and trigonometry, you say, I want to be a pilot. And then now they say fly to India. You fly in the negative angle, and then you end up landing in Uganda. Yes, imagine you flying the Honorable, the President, Mr. Ramapoloni. You fly Mr. Ramapoloni to Uganda instead of China. Awuzobe nkinke, I'm telling you. Uzobe nkinke. Awuzobe nkinke. They're just going to leave you there in Uganda. Yeah, uzobuya ngenyawo. Uzobuya ngenyawo. Uzobuya ngenyawo ngiyakutshela. Okay, so let's see. Ngicabanga ukuthi liqedile libandla lakaNkulunkulu. Ngicabanga ukuthi liqedile. If alaqedanga ngizoyenza manje. Awuthi sibona. Okay. First thing first is called aviator. Okay, you get it. If you don't get it, forget about. Okay, so let's see. Now, agree we said all these interior angles, when added together, they must give us 180. So that means that plus that plus that, they must add up to 180 degrees. So our angle A is 35 degrees. Angle B is what we are looking for. Angle C is equals to 90 degrees. And then you are having 180 degrees over there. So that means angle B is equals to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 35 degrees, which is equals to I'm not sure if you guys are having calculators or calculators, but me, I am using a calculator. So just make sure, honorable members, because if you are using a calculator, maybe that's why you guys are getting some wrong answers there. Might find that you guys are using. So now that's how you would work out. Yes, angle B. Mapula letswalo. Angle B is equals to 55 degrees. So now you can just use any trig ratio that you like. For example, if you use tan angle, you must say tan angle is equals to opposite over adjacent. Yes, let's look at this one. If you say tan of an angle, let's say for example we use 35 as our angle. If we say tan 35 degrees, what is our opposite? What is our adjacent? So it seems like tan is not the right choice, honorable members. Raun says I should be a stand-up comedian. Maybe if you said a sit-down comedian, yeah, maybe I can consider that one. But imagine having to stand up, honorable member. I can't stand up for 1 hour and make jokes while standing. Me, I pass metric, honorable members. And trust me, with the colors which were flying, yeah. So maybe if you say a sit-down comedian, yeah, maybe something, okay. So let's see. I'm just not sure if you guys realize that tan is not the best option. That is why you still have cos and you still have a sine. Why cos and sine? Because they involve hypotenuse. So that means if you say sine of an angle which is equals to, see, no, opposite over a hypotenuse. So that means if you say sine, you need to choose an angle. This is where the tips comes in. When you choose an angle, don't choose the one that you previously calculated. Why? Because if you were using a calculator and for some reason you got it wrong, that means even this calculation going down is going to be wrong. Rather use the original angle, the angle that you were given originally, and not that one that you got using your calculator. So that's why I'm going to use that one of 35 degrees, meaning this becomes the adjacent and this is the opposite. But if you are using this angle, then it means this is the adjacent, that is the opposite. Something of that nature, honorable members. So that means if now this is the adjacent, but a sign is for opposite, so that means it is BC over that, which is a 6. So now all that you do is to cross multiply. Trust me, there might be someone who's struggling to work out that. So you cross multiply, that means your BC is equals to 6 sine 35 degrees. You punch that on a calculator, then you do that. No, you don't do that, but you write the answer. And your answer must be in meters. And then whatever that you get there, you can still use, let's say, theorem of Pythagoras to find out what that side is. You can now still use maybe you can still use sine, but you'll change the angle, or you can use cos, or you can use tan, because now you have this and you're looking for that. Yes, something of that nature, honorable members, or members who are honorable. So now I'm going to erase all of this, but let me ask you, honorable members, if we are all on the same page up to this point. Le bandla la kankulunkulu el tembekleyo. Guys, everything that I've explained up to this point, all is clear, mos. Ekdenksua. Okay, getting a feedback there. So now, just says, guys, before I continue, let's just agree on one thing, honorable members. It's either naki kotsi or lenale kotsi. Why am I saying this? It's because you guys are not asking questions by unmuting yourselves, but you are still able to fully and clearly understand. So now, here's the topic debate. Is either naki kotsi or lenalo kotsi? Which one is which? Angazi ukuthi ngayichaza kanjani ngesizulu. Uyazi ngiyazithanda ngesizulu. Isizulu ngiyazithanda. So into ngiyishoyo lebandla lakaNkulunkulu ukuthi mhlambe mina ngiyingozi or nina niyingozi, ngoba niyazwisisa ukuthi ngithini ene asikhulumisani. Yeah, manje nithini? Am I ingozi or are you ingo? What about it? Yeah. Anistevi. Yeah, no, Anistevi. I just know that song of Chabalala one side, Chauke one side. Yeah, ngimi ngiyingozi. Ngimi ngiyingozi. Niye thabisa kabinde. Niye. Amadlozi yami avumi. Amadlozi yami athi ngimina ngiyingozi. So, honorable members, just in case if you are not able to understand, possibly it means there is something that you missed. I'm going to tell you guys something very much important. This is what happens in most cases. Remember, we started, let me say, yesterday with a trigonometry. Today we are doing a lesson, and then we're going to have some more lessons. So what happens is someone miss all these lessons and they join this lesson and they don't catch up. And they get surprised when we say, or when I say nagi kotsi, because They don't understand on anything, honorable member. So it is very much important that if you are in grade 10 and then for some reason you find yourself in grade 11, all of a Sunday this is you in grade 12, but you still don't understand some things which you find in these grades. If you are here and you don't understand, it simply means that your problems are not in grade 12, honorable members. Your problems are in the lower grades, which is why it's very much important that you make use of this opportunity that I give you to say, you are welcome to attend these previous lessons just to refresh, or otherwise, because there's not enough time, you can catch up on the previous lessons. Very, very much important, honorable members, on that one. Very, very much important. Okay, while I'm still on this one, let me explain to you something that I forgot. I wanted to say this is how we use trigonometry. Let us say, let's say this is the land, honorable members. This is the land there. And then we build a church. Today's Sunday, yes. We build a church somewhere there. Enkonzweni. Yeah. This is that Sefapano there. Yeah. And this is the door. Yes. Something of that nature, honorable members. But remember, we might need to, for example, have a septic tank. I'm not sure if you guys know what a septic tank is, but a septic tank, it's a storage in short, yes. Storage, let's say storage somewhere there, just so that our church can have some flushing toilets. So now, this is how we use trigonometry, honorable members, or members who are honorable. It's like we want to try figure out, let us say from there, from the house to the storage where everything has to flow into. Justice, this is therefore going to be our pipe, honorable members. This is therefore going to be our pipe. So what normally happens is that we need to know at what slope the pipe for storage must slope. It can't just slope, honorable members. It can't just slope. There's a certain percentage of slope that you need to make sure that you achieve. Because if you make it flat, it is not going to flow towards the septic tank. If you make it too steep, the water will flow faster than the particles, and the particles will remain behind. Remember, the reason why you flush with water is so that water transport the particles. That is the principle behind. So for you to make sure that you balance, you need to slope it as at a certain suitable slope. That's where trigonometry comes in, where we therefore say, okay, here on the septic tank, you must therefore dig. You must dig so many meters. And then your slope should be at a certain percentage. Or otherwise, you dig this height and then you run your pipe over a distance of that long. Wait, let me see in the comments, because I'm fixed to that. Guys, are we okay there, or do we have something who is fighting? What are you doing, man? Okay, it seems like Grace is disturbing. Guys, Do you think, Grace, it is that fake, Larissa? Do I need to remove this one? I'm just not sure. Um, okay. Maybe let me continue, honorable members. You will let me know if I need to attend to Gracie, but I doubt. I think maybe, okay, no, it's fine. So remember, guys, I'm still trying to explain how we use trigonometry in real life. I'm just hoping it is going to make sense. So now, in high school, this is the type of a triangle that we would give you. You see there. And then this is where the 90 degrees is. So that means this is where the 90 degree. I get it there, it is the surface. It is the land. This is where the 90 degree is. Where we say you must dig for whatever. So that means this is the depth that you must dig. Nay. And then we will say the angle that should be formed. Therefore, it is going to be that angle there. For example, if we say 13 degrees, just as an example, honorable members. Just as an example. So that means the angle would be there as 13 degrees. So that means we'll say if the church is here, the septic tank should be, let's say, 5 meters away from the church. So that means this is where your 5 meters is. And then you will tell the contractor to say you must dig up until you get to 3 meters. So can you guys see? Then if we want to know the length of the pipe, it's like we are trying to say the client, you are going to order a pipe of this long. So how are you going to calculate the length of the pipe? Maybe let's see. Anyone who can try to guess, how can we calculate the length of the pipe? Let me not say much. Grace Klomuka, I'm not sure if Grace Klomuka is yeah, maybe it's the fake one. Let me just remove the Grace Klomuka. Just send me an inbox via WhatsApp in case if I'm removing you by mistake. But my soldiers there, they don't trust you, honorable members. So I'm just going to remove that one. Okay, so guys, I just want to check if there's someone who can guess. How can we calculate the length of that pipe? 100%. 100%. Exactly that. Exactly that. Someone already calculated the length, and the length was calculated to be 5.83 meters. So can you guys see? That means as a quantity surveyor, for those of you who wants to be quantity surveyors, that's how you can work out some things to say. If you say as the engineer, they must dig for 3 meters deep and the storage must be 5 meters away from the church, then it means if the pipe, you want it to slope at that angle. So this angle, I just gave it as an example. It's not necessarily that. Maybe let me put theta there. Then I will say, if you say 3 meter deep and then that away, that means from where the sewer connects into that means from there to where it connects to the house, the length of that pipe should be 5 point that much. For example, you'll find that the pipe, they say, let's say it is 100 rand per meter. This is the price for the pipe. Then as a quantity surveyor, you will say 100 rand per meter, then you multiply it by 5.83 meters. Then you will know the total cost for that length of the pipe. And then you will present it to your client to say, this is how long of the pipe you will need. If there are any pipes, you will also do the same calculation and say, this is how long of the pipe we are going to need, maybe for a diameter of 20 millimeters or whatever. And then me as the quantity surveyor, I charge according to how much of material you are going to need. Then if you say you charge 20% of the cost of material, that means if the material costs, let's say 20,000, then you will calculate 20% of 20,000. Then whatever that you get is how much you must pay for the cost of material, how much you must pay the quantity surveyor. You are still going to pay me as the engineer who designed that. You are still going to pay, honorable members, the contractor, which is the person who's going to build that. So can you guys see? It's too many people that you need to pay, honorable members. That is why you can choose to be a contractor, you can choose to be an engineer, you can choose to be a quantity surveyor, you can choose to be whatever the case may. You can even choose to be Matlalela. I'm not sure if you guys know who Matlalela is, but Matlalela is that one. You know those ones who love Madota score, who want just 50% just to pass. We refer to those as Matlalela. You are going to be the one making noise in here saying, I'm not sure. Yeah. You'll be the one making noise, Guti, ungsize nkulunkulu. Hey, what. Whereas you just failed trigonometry. All your problems started with trigonometry. So please, honorable members, I'm just not sure if I've given the best example there, but yeah, something of that nature, honorable members. Something of that nature. Okay, maybe let me give a practical example and say, if for example this was a mountain, yeah, if that was a mountain, just says, this is a perfect statement which says they didn't choose career but the career chose them, something of that nature. There is a mountain. What did I want to say? Just as I can't remember what I wanted to say with regards to a mountain there. Or maybe did I want to say, if someone is in here and they look at that mountain up to the top there, and then they try to measure that angle. Yeah. Maybe if they try to measure that angle there, and then they find out what that angle is. And then from there, they measure the distance from the start to the end of that. Then it means they can make use of trigonometry to know the height of that mountain. How so? Because this is the honorable member looking from there to the top of the mountain, and they already know that from where the honorable member is up to the end of the mountain, which is that part. So that means they can calculate how high the mountain is, because they already know the angle and they already know that distance there, which we can refer to that as x. So that means it is tan of an angle which is going to be equals to, let us say the height is y. So that means it's y over x. Maybe if this one is 5 meters, it's going to be tan of an angle. If this angle, maybe they measured it to be, let us say 60 there. So that means it's tan of 60, which is going to be equals to opposite being y over x. Then that means y is going to be equals to cross multiply. You have 5 tan 60 degrees. You punch it on a calculator. Then you know how high that mountain is. You don't need to climb on that mountain. No. While you are there on the ground, you just need to know from where you are standing up to the end of that mountain. Then from there, you just say, okay, this is the level of my eyes, and then you just tilt your eyes in that direction, and then you measure that angle. Something of that nature, honorable members. So it's like I'm just giving you guys a sense of how we use trigonometry. Someday I'm going to get to that one of when we fly. Yes, the aeroplane thing. So guys, do you have a sense of where we use it's in many cases, honorable members. It's just that I didn't prepare for these examples, but otherwise it's fine. Let me give you guys something, and then we will wrap up our lesson for today. Okay, maybe let me do this. I wonder if this is going to work, but let's say A there, B there, and then let's say that. A, B, let's say C, D, and then E. And then let us say we are having 5 meters there. I'm trying to make it tricky. I want to try and make it tricky, this question, and I wonder if I'm going to survive in doing that. Can I put 90 there? Maybe I can. Yeah. And then let us say 3 meters there. Okay. 5 meters is AC. 5 meters is AC. Maybe let me write it this way so that it's clear. 5 meters is AC. And then this one, let's say it is 6 meters. So they won't make noise. They will say, calculate, let's see. It will be that, but that takes you to there. And then once you are there, and it will take you to there. I can easily work out that one, and then after working out that one there, after, okay, you do that, and then that, and then it takes you to there. And then once you get to there, you can, okay, maybe let me, okay, calculate AE. Yeah. Someone is making a point there to say AD must be a straight line, something of that nature. So the nice thing about this one is that even if it's not, it will, maybe let me try to be accurate. Okay, guys, work out that one. Work out that one in the meantime. I will try to redraw that such that it is more realistic. The thing is, who was it? Someone made a valid point there. Tabiso. Yes, Tabiso. This question is coming out of my head, so that is why it looks a bit funny. But thanks very much for that comment, honorable member. It is a valid comment. Trust me on that one. It is a valid comment. So maybe let's say A, B. But for the purpose of calculations, you can work it out. It won't have an impact on that one. And then, so that means this is 6 meter. This is 3 meter. And then that one there, let's say, we are having that. And then this is that. Yes, this is more like a, yeah, this is more accurate. Find A is the same thing. I've just redrawn it such that it correlates with what Tabiso is saying. Okay, there you go. So what are you guys saying? You are saying 2 square root of that, 2 square root of that. Yeah, Mapula Leswalo is telling the truth. It looks easy if you don't panic. Trust me. If you do not panic, you will definitely work it out. But now, let me try to work out something again. Let me try to give you guys something again. But in the meantime, try to work out that one. So let me do this and do that. Trust me, honorable members, trick, sometimes it can be interesting. These are just the basics. We are going to get to a point where we get, or there will be a point where we go deeper. Where we go deeper, baba. So I'm just trying to draw something. Yeah, let me do that and say this is what, maybe let's say this is 3 meter. This can that. Let me not even say that one, but I will say this one is 5 meter, and then you will make use of this one, find that, and once you found that, you know what that is. You know what that is. Okay, this one I'll make it, should I make it not, yeah, maybe let's say 8, and then okay, maybe this one I will make it, let's say this one I'll make it 4 meter. This one I'll make it 2 meters. Yeah, and then you will find that once you have found that, you have that and that, you can use it to find that. And once you know what that is, you must know what that is, and then you must find a theta. Yeah. Okay, so that means we can say this is A, this is B, this is C, that is D, that is E. It seems like you guys are getting 7.21. S square root, is it 2 square root of 13? 2 square root of 13. Okay, yes, then it's fine. So that means it's always best in this case to just write it as 2 square root of that. 2 square root of that. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You guys are correct. There is the last one. Bese siqedile. There is the last one. Bese siqedile. So what I want you guys to find is this. Find theta. Yes. Find theta. Find theta. Remember, guys, on our upcoming lessons, we are definitely going to go deeper. Sesiqalile manje, sesiqalile. These are just the basics, honorable members. These are just the basics to warm you up. But trust me, when I think it's going to be tomorrow, yeah. Tomorrow, we are definitely going deeper. We are definitely going deeper. So now, let us see. Wait, Thabiso Kabinde, zobe nenkinga, honorable members, zobe nenkinga. Maybe let me explain. I don't think Thabiso Kabinde is aware. Remember, guys, when I'm doing a lesson and you give someone an advice and they use it, you may be correct, but they use it and they incorrectly use it and they get something wrong. They might not forget or they might not remember where they got the advice. Then it's more like it's me. So Thabiso Kabinde, refrain from giving advices, honorable members. Rather ask and say, do we round it off or do we whatever, but do not give it as an advice. Otherwise, if it's wrong, then you're going to mislead honorable members. So this is how you should say it, but you must never say it, honorable member. If you wanted to say this is how you say it, in instances similar to that one, if for example you work it out, and then you get your answer being 2 square root of 3, do not skip this part and then just write that 7.21. Rather make sure that you come with it and saying a whatever is equals to that. And then you round it off. And again, when you round it off, you don't just round it off. It all depends on the statement that you are given. So it's not always that you round it off to 2 decimal places. Normally in the second page, they will say round off to 2 unless otherwise stated, something of that nature. So that means if they say round it off to 1, you round it off to 1. If they say to the nearest, you round it to the nearest. That's if the question specify. But if they did not specify, it's always best to have it in the SAT form, and then you can further work it out as a decimal. So if the marks end there, then it's fine. Otherwise, if they don't end there, but they give mark to what has been rounded, then you are safe by having both. But otherwise, what I'm requesting is for Kabinde and everyone else to not give advices. That's what I was saying. I know some of you guys are knowledgeable about these. These are some easy stuff, honorable members. I'm expecting most of you to know. And you will be tempted to say something, but just hold yourself, honorable member, and not give advice or not say anything. The Kabindes, I hope you understand my point on that one, honorable member. Okay, so let's see. Ali says theta is equals to 46.15 degrees. Okay, we already have an answer there. So let's see. Anyone else who's got an answer on that one, or is it difficult? I wanted to try give you guys something which is a bit more complicated. Let's see. Let's see. Only Ali has got an answer. Let's see. You will use that to find that. And then once you find that, you can use it Yes, this is doable. This is definitely doable. This is definitely doable. Heban, it's only 13 honorable members remaining. Yes. What came into my mind, the first thing that came to my mind is Magwala Acheche le Murao. Oye rona ba pelutse tata. Oye rona, oye rona, oye rona, oye. Oye rona, oye rona ba pelutse tata. Lisa magwala acheche, acheche le morao. Oye rona ba pelutse tata. Oye rona, oye rona, oye rona, oye. Oye rona, oye rona ba pelutse tata. Lisa magwala acheche, acheche le morao. Oye rona ba pelutse tata. Oye rona, oye rona. Guys, ngilindile imipendulo. What is theta? Okay. There is Arno's World who is saying 46.15 degrees, which is the same answer as that one. I wonder what's happening there. Are you guys working it out? I see abanye bachechele morao. We are only remaining with 15 soldiers. Okay. Ngizoniqulela ke. Oye rona, oye rona, oye rona, oye. Oye rona, oye rona ba pelutse tata. Le sang magwala ache, magwala ache. Acheche le morao. Oye rona ba pelutse tata. Oye rona, oye rona, oye rona, oye rona, oye rona, oye rona ba. Raun, what is the answer, honorable member? Let's see. There is tree hay fika tube. Okay. Tabiso Kabini, I hope you guys are working it. Raun, what is the answer there? Raun 4,000. Who's Raun 4,000? You see, now I forgot. Raun 4,000 is. I forgot. Dintletiamo, Vatran Aniso, Nelisile Hadebe, Anos World has given me the answer. Ali Medziris V, I think Ali gave an answer. Ngwana Letswalo, what is the answer there? Who else? Where is Larissa? Vukona Chauke, what is the answer there? Ningatuli, Askulumeni, 46.1. Okay. There we've got other honorable members who removed their answers. Yes. Without me having to work it out, I'll just explain. First thing, you start from where you have enough information. I agree you have that and that. Why not use theorem of Pythagoras to find that side? What is that side? Let me quickly work it out. So that means it is going to be square root of 2 squared. That you had to plus it with 4 squared, which is 2 square root of 5. So that's why it's best to write it as 2 square root of 5 and not as a decimal, because once you round it off, then it means you are reducing some things. After this, I'm going to explain to you this thing of rounding off, or the impact of rounding off. So that means also this side, it is 2 square root of 5. Why? Can you see these things? I've given you a tip to say this side is equals to that side. So that means automatically, I'm not sure if you're going to understand if I say automatically, but you know, Mus, there are those who wear blazers when they go to school. Those are the ones who are going to say automatically. Wait, is it square root of 3? Okay, let me check. Square root of 2 squared plus 4 squared. And now I'm no longer sure. Ali, I'm getting 2 square root of 5. Say it is 2 square root of 3. So say during exams, the minute we round it, it's already wrong. The thing is, you see now, you are rounding something which is not already a final answer. That's the thing. So the reason why we were doing the problems where we say it is the surds or the square roots, it is in this instance where you can't round it off, because this is not the final answer. BD is not the final answer. Rather, round off what the question wants you to find. That's if the question said round off to 2 decimal places. Yes. But let's address this one. This, is it? Oh, yes. Yes. Not that. Yes. No. They are got moot, honorable members. They are got moot. Big time. They are got moot big time. So, yeah, you see this thing of ukuyenza ingqondo. Ngamanye amaxesha. Okay. I think I'm on 10%. Let me quickly work it out. So what I did was to assume this is the hypotenuse. I just used here. So I was supposed to say, what is it? I was supposed to say 4 squared minus 2 squared. Yes, I was supposed to say that. Then it is 2 square root of 3. Yes, it is 2 square root of 3. Okay. So now this is okay. That one is clear. So that means the other thing that you can do is to use this side and that side to find out what that side is. Again, this is where you're going to say 5. No. Let's see. Square root of 5 squared minus inside the brackets 2 square root of 3. And then you close, you say squared. I'm taking a shortcut. So that means on your side, you must work it out. So you see this one also. You write it as square root of 13. Can you guys verify if I'm correct on that one? But I think so. Because this is that. Yes, I think so. So then you can use tan to find that angle, because you have adjacent, you also have your opposite. So that means you will finally say tan of theta is equals to, your opposite is square root of 13 over 2 square root of 3. You will therefore say second function of that over that. And then that would be your answer for the theta. So that means theta is equals to shift tan. You just say fraction button, square root of 13. At the bottom you have 2 square root of 3. And then I'm getting 46,15 degrees. Yes. 46.1, 46.16. Yes. Some of you have been rounding off. Yes, something of that nature. So you only round off the final answer, which is that. Guys, I think I'm now on 3%. So if it kicks me out, we can all leave. But in the meantime, let me explain to you this thing of not rounding off. things to the nearest or what. If, for example, maybe I'll explain it at a later stage, but yeah, something, okay, let's say if the government says we are giving you 1 point 1 point, let's say 5.3 million. Yes, let's say the government says we are giving 1.5 million to start a farm. And then what you do is to go and present to the community and say, guys, the government gave us a 1.5 million to build a farm. So can you guys see? Already you are rounding this off to 1.5. Why? Because this one you can't round it to there to make it 6. So that means you told the community to say the government has given us 1.5 million. You are not saying what is it? Yeah, maybe let me be practical and say the government has given this. This is what the government gave. And when you go to the community and say the government has given us 1.4, just because you can't forget the 0.43 and you think, it's just a decimal, it doesn't matter. Okay, then this is what happened. And then when you go to the supplier and you say government gave us 1 million, we want to buy tractors, the land, the seeds and everything. So that means you go to the supplier and say you want 1 million worth of what is it, the products and everything, and then they give you the invoice of 1 million to say this is what is going to cost. Yeah, something of that nature. So that means since the government has issued the money, 0.03 million is lost. And then again, there is a loss again here of 0.4 million. Yes, because only 1 million was spent. So that means what happened to 0.43 million? What happened to that money? Something of this. Yes, corruption. Exactly that. Corruption. So someone can think, it's not too much money. It's a 3 million. Again, we know that million we multiply by 6 zeros. Yes. So that means 0.43. You multiply that by a million. Let's see how much that is. So that means 0.43 times 123 123 is equals to 430. Yes. So that means 430,000, all of it gone just like that. Just like that. Just because a comrade was lazy to say 1.43. A deployed comrade, was deployed, and the comrade was lazy to say 0.3 because they don't think that 3 is important. And then now they said the government issued a 1.4. 1.4. Okay, the other one again, another comrade, they are lazy to say 1.4 million, but they just say 1 million because they think after a comma. I agree, in school they said decimal is not a big number. It doesn't make huge difference. Or otherwise, if we don't round it off, you just say 1 because it's not bigger than 5. Yeah, and then they say 1 million. So now, when you take the invoice to government to say, we thank you, these are the products that we bought. But they look at the invoice and they say, when we gave you 1.43 million and then you bought or you spent 1 million, what about 430,000? Now they say, Khulumende, what are you talking about now? Abema comrades, they said you gave us 1 million. They go back to that comrade. That other comrade, they say, no. It's 1.4. The comrade said one. Okay, they go back to the original comrade. The comrade seems they were lazy to say 4.3 and say I was lazy. But all of a sudden, they don't know where that 430,000 went to. And then now they spend another money to do a commission of inquiry. Lawyers, what, judges, and what. Sisenkinkeni, honorable members, sisenkinkeni. So that's why we have to teach you the importance of a comma, to say, don't just round off. Don't just ignore that point something. Very, very much important, honorable members. We don't want you, when you take over, there's money missing and you can't account for that. Amanda, they ate it, Anno's World. They ate it. You can see with the big stomachs, but they don't know who ate it, or Anno's World. They won't tell who ate it. And it's not like they wanted to eat it. Yeah. It's not like they wanted to eat it. You know how the comrades speak, Mus. They ate it, but not by intention. It's just that the comrade thought that 0.43 is not important. Yeah, or she. Yeah. Mapula is right. You might find that they ate it, and then now they are trying to figure out who ate it. Hey, Ali, trust me. Not that it was by intention. They thought anything after a comma, it doesn't make too much difference. And you know, comrades, most upper comrades, they campaign and then we vote for them, and then you find that they can't even read the numbers. 1,979, 2,370,000, and they hear someone saying something and they ask, Ephelele. You see what happens, honorable member? Ephelele. We need to be very careful, honorable members. We need to be very, very careful and pay attention to details. Senkatile manje. Amandla. I'm just waiting for that revolutionary response. Besenkatile. Amandla. Tata trigonometry tata. Tata trigonometry tata. Tata trigonometry tata. Gijima. Kondo wesiswe mukondo. Gijima. Gijima. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for attending. My name is Desmond, and guess what? I am out. Tabizo Gabinde, a very good night, honorable member. Ali, a very good night. What is it? Yeah, manjing kabam tiskat ile libandla kankulunkulu. I think at least we were not disturbed by anything. Yeah, me too, senkatele manje. Senkatele. But you guys are soldiers. If we are able to stand until this time, yeah, let's have some rest, honorable members. But there's no time to rest. So just make sure that half of the brain is busy thinking about school, and then the other one sleeps. And then in the middle of the night, you swap. The other one sleeps, the other one, that. Kanjalo. Yeah, until end of the year. Yeah. Zenalanga Ndremua no Ndova. Bye. Yeah. Okay. Sengiphumile manje.